Activate vendor, pitch, mill. Oh, milled the garnet. Interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and activate the wings. Draw. YugiNoNo. Alright, you guys, I have some insane combos to show you today, and these combos are gonna be done with my Fluffle Herald Star Seraph deck that Sam helped me work on initially, but I've taken it to the next level with Link Summoning, and I demonstrated in the last deck profile I did how to play it without Link Summoning, so if you guys are not a fan of Links, then go ahead and watch that deck profile, or you can go ahead and watch that deck profile to get the deck list more or less, and the deck list, I mean, it really hasn't changed. I added a Gale Dogra, an extra Gale Dogra to the deck because you can go into Mrs. Radiant. Speaking of Mrs. Radiant,
don't judge me for proxying this.
But yeah, I added every, you know, relevant Link monster. That's all I really added to the extra deck. Everything else is the same. The Heralds to send off a Dogra, the Ouroboros, the Beatrice. Everything is like literally exactly the same in the deck, except for the Link monsters. So if you guys want to check out that deck profile so you're not completely lost here, then go ahead and do so, and then come back to this video and watch all these insane, busted Link combos. So first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate like a really broken hand. I'll do 1 to 2 really broken hands to show you guys what this deck is capable of, and then I'll, you know, shuffle up and like do, you know, just kind of random hands, like, and show you guys how to play those out. Very similar to how I did in the last video. I think I did that in the last video, but anyways, so I've already kind of like, you know, laid these out like a really good starting hand. So this is actually a really broken starting hand. I'll show you guys exactly why. It's really, really good. And one thing to note, you don't care about paying 6,000 life points off this dude. You really don't. When you can end with Decode Talker, double Herald, and like all this other junk, or, you know, at least 1 Herald and, you know, an Ouroboros, and have like 6 cards in hand, it really doesn't matter. Like, you can win with 2,000 life points. It's really great. And I'm going to demonstrate that, or try to demonstrate that. A lot of this is luck of the draw, and you'll see that. But let's go ahead and deck them first. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and activate all these. We're going to go ahead and get our vendor. It's going to set our vendor. So there's our set vendor. We're going to go ahead and activate our terraforming and our pre-prep. So we're going to go ahead and pre-prep into Herald, and then terraform into Ritual Sanctuary. So that's pretty good. Now next what we're going to do, before we shuffle up and all that, we're going to go ahead and activate our Brilliant Fusion. So it doesn't really matter where your Brilliant Fusion goes. And what we're going to do is we're going to send our Gym Knight, and we want Fluffle Wings in the graveyard since we got the bear in there. So let's go ahead and send Wings. Good, good. All right, and then that's going to go ahead and summon the Seraphonite, of course, which uses up our 1 extra deck monster zone, but it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal, and I'm about to show you exactly why. So first off, let's go ahead and summon Gale Dogra. It doesn't matter really where you summon it. Just pay your 6,000 life and get your Ben 10, and then you're going to get your other Herald. All right, so 6,000 life. I know I laugh every time I pay it because I'm like, I just paid 6,000 life. There's 6,000 life for a +2, and it's not that bad. It's not that bad, actually. So next up, what we're going to do is, it doesn't really matter what order you do this in. You can summon your Radiance right now, but I will say what you want to do before you get Herald out is resolve. You want to do your Wings play, okay? And why you want to do your Wings play is because you want to try to draw into either stick or chair. And then what you're going to do is use your Ben 10 off of Herald to search the other one you need, and then that's going to take you off to the races. So let's see which one we can draw. We play 3 of each, and we just deck thinned a lot, so hopefully we could draw one of those. That would be fantastic. So let's go ahead and activate these 2, and then what that's going to do is let us draw. Yay! First one. All right, so, and then that's going to pop your vendor, and then let you draw another card. Then that vendor is going to search the bear. Hey, it was right there on the bottom. Perfect. All right, awesome, awesome. Off to a great start here, guys. Off to a great start. Woo! I was so afraid I was going to have to record this 100 times. Okay, maybe I still will. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So now you can go ahead and summon your Herald. So let's go ahead and summon Herald using Ben 10 and Dawn. And then Chainlink 2, Ben 10, Chainlink 1, Dawn. So Ben 10 is going to go ahead and get your stick, and then Dawn is going to get the Ben 10 right back to your hand. So that's really good, really, really good. And now what we can do is go ahead and go into whatever the hell we want. Let's see how many spells we have. 1, 2, 3, huh? 3 spells. So we have plenty of plays here, but we also have a Ben 10 and a Herald and a Dawn. So it looks like with that play, either way, we're gonna get that last chair out of the deck. So let's go ahead and not shuffle back the useless toy vendors and stuff into the deck. Let's go ahead and just do like this normally, like you would resolve a stick and chair. So first off, you're gonna want to link summon. You're gonna link summon your Mrs. Radiant right there with your 2 Earth monsters, Seraphonite's an Earth and Gale Dogger's an Earth. That opens up 2 zones for us. But also what you're gonna do here is you're gonna go ahead and summon your other Herald from your hand. So let's go ahead and do the same thing we did last time. You know, we're gonna go ahead and get a search from our deck. It doesn't really matter what you search. In this case, we have 3 slots, so we're just gonna do the regular stick chair play. No, we have 4 slots, so let's go ahead and search a chair. So I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna show you guys how to go like all out, like balls out, completely balls out with this deck. So this is a link 2, and then this is a effect monster, so you can go ahead and go into your decode talker. So there's our decode talker, and then what you could do, and now you have 4 slots for this play. So it's like draw. This will let us, here I'll shuffle one more time before I draw. So this will let us draw 2 cards. So draw 1, draw 2, broken. And then it's gonna go ahead and search for that other chair. You know, the stick's gonna resolve and summon that other chair, and then we're gonna draw one more time. Freaking broke, you guys, freaking broken. So let's draw that last card. Oh, wow. Oh, man, we got the Dawn. That is nuts. I can't believe it. I'm getting lost again here. This is so dumb. Okay, then let's go ahead and overlay. What we're gonna do here is pop this Dead Brilliant Fusion and draw a card. So let's go ahead and Ouroboros, stick effect, pop the Dead Brilliant Fusion, draw a card, and then go ahead and rob a card from our opponent's hand. So that is just nuts, you guys. That is just insane. And we could still, I mean, this kind of sucks. You have to kind of keep better card placement than I did, but it doesn't really matter because you're not going to go into another extra deck monster, and I know that. That's why it could be a little sloppy, because I've been practicing this all day and realized that it doesn't really matter, because, you know, usually you only go into like 1 extra deck monster because this is a Herald deck, because, you know, you go into your ritual monsters. So let's go ahead and get a search for another Herald, and make another Herald. Why not? Let's go ahead and make another Herald. So same thing again, boys. Same thing again. This will come back to our hand, and that'll give us a search for the last stick, and then we'll have 1 more stick in the deck. Or actually, you kind of want to draw into your sticks. So let's go ahead and get a search for Ben 10, because you want to draw into your sticks because they're 1800 beaters. You kind of want to draw into those. So yeah, that is a really broken board. That's a really broken board. All right, you guys. So that was a pretty broken hand. Let's go ahead and play out some random hands and show you how it's done, how to unbrick yourself, and etc. I also showed you guys some of this stuff in the last deck profile, but I really just want to show you guys, you know, everything that this deck can do and everything that I figured out this deck can do, as long as you pay attention, which I've been, you know, trying to maintain, you know, practicing all day. It's really fun, and you can make some really broken boards. So let's see what we draw now. Pretty good. That's a really good hand. So let's go ahead and activate our pre-prep, of course, and get a search for Dawn, get a search for Herald. And then what we do next is activate Brilliant Fusion, of course, and then that's going to go ahead and send. You really want, let's see, what do we want? I think we want a stick engrave. No, because we don't have the ritual spell. I'll just send wings. It's always safe to send wings because you want that in the grave anyways. So yeah, sending wings is always fine. And then, because if we draw like, you know, a bear, we can just, you know, get that move off. So that's really good. And then send your Garnets. Of course, go into your Gymnite, Seraphonite, and then summon your Gale Dogger. Activate Gale Dogger's effect. I mean, this just kind of repeats itself over and over. Pay your 6,000, and then you're going to go ahead and, let's see, we have 2 Heralds, we have Dawn. So we want to get a search for a Dawn and a Ben 10. That's really good, because that'll give us like 2 summons, because we have 2 Heralds. That's really good. So we're going to go ahead and get Ben 10. There we go. They're both at the top. So what we want to do here, since we know we have a stick in hand, we want to search a chair, obviously. And that stick will burn our second normal summon again. So let's go ahead and activate Dawn, summon Herald. So Dawn, Herald, Ben 10. This will banish itself, add it back to hand, get a chair. Same thing, you know, over and over. Very repetitive, very, very easy deck to learn. It really is. So next up, we're going to go ahead and we can go into Mrs. Radiant. Now we can go into Mrs. Radiant. We can do whatever we want. So let's go ahead and go to Mrs. Radiant. Bam. Where's it at? Where's she at? There she is. Mrs. Radiant. We can go ahead and summon our... this gets really ridiculous. We can summon our other Herald. You know, this will come back to hand again. And we can search anything we want, really. You know, we want to just deck thin, honestly. Get a search for... let's go ahead and get a search for the other chair. We just won't activate this chair. We want to search that chair from the deck. So let's go ahead and normal summon, and then special summon, draw, search, and that's actually a really good draw because that's going to give us our wings play. It's freaking busted. All right, search, and then summon. Really, really good. Really, really good. Draw. Broken. Another negate. So let's go ahead and go into our Decode Talker, and then we can go ahead and XC summon into anything. So good. So XC summon, we want to go into Ouroboros going first though, and then use the stick, pop the dead, brilliant, draw, and then we wanted to deck thin first though. I guess, yeah, we wanted to deck thin first because we don't want to draw into that, we don't want to draw into that vendor. So oops, that was a misplay there. You want to activate that first before you draw, and then we'll terraforming. We'll get into that Ritual Sanctuary, and then we're going to go ahead and Fluffle Bear and get that toy vendor set. I mean, it just goes on and on and on, you guys. It goes on and on and on. So, of course, rob a card out of your opponent's hand. And we have all 3 chairs already, so there'd be really no use of getting the scepter back except to have an extra body on the field. But what else do we have here? Let's try to draw into a spell so we can get like a second Herald out, because why not? Because if we can draw into another Dawn, we can draw into that last Dawn, we can get out the other Herald. So, and then search the stick out. So yeah, we can totally do that. So we're gonna go ahead and do the wings play and see if we can draw it. So draw, pop, draw. Yep, there we go. We just drew it. We don't even need to search it off the sanctuary. We can technically upstart. Like, it just goes on and on and on, you guys. It's just ridiculous. Let's see, how many heralds have we gone through? We've gone through, so that's all 3 of our heralds. So let's go ahead and activate the Ritual Sanctuary, and then get the other Ben 10 out of the deck, because we'll have another negate then. So that's really good, having another negate off of that. And then plus we can summon out Herald, so we can have a double Herald on board. So summon out Herald, pitching Ben 10, of course, banishing this, same drill, and then get a search for the stick. Oh, and then I forgot to search the bear off the wings play. Ha! So another misplay. So that's really broken, you guys, because you have to remember to search off of the toy vendor. It's really hard to remember all this, but if I would have remembered to search off the toy vendor, we would have had an extra bear in hand. So that's really, really good. That's 5 negates in hand. And then this is your board. This is your board you want to end with every time. The Decode Talker, Ouroboros, robbing a card from your opponent's hand, Herald of Perfections. Like, that's your board. That's what you want to keep trying to end with, because it's pretty unbeatable. Like, try to beat that. It's crazy. All right, you guys, so I want to show you what happens when you don't open the complete nuts, okay? So I want to make an Illuminite or something. I want to just, completely go through this deck's, all of this deck's unbricking resources to show you that it really doesn't brick. I mean, out of all these hands, the last hand I drew, it was a mess up on my part. I was doing this combo and I realized I messed up, so I had to, stop it. But other than that Garnet that I drew, at the beginning of the video, this deck hasn't bricked for me. It really, really hasn't. So let's see if I can get, something close. So this is a good hand. This doesn't help. All right, I'm turning my Jesus powers off. I can't keep opening this godly. I gotta be able to open like some junk. Of course I magically get the Garnet on the bottom. All right, let's see if this is like any different though. No, that's a good hand too. Come on, come on. Okay, so trying to open bad. Think opening bad. Think opening bad. Okay, this is weird. All right, so this will do. I'll settle for this hand. I'll settle for this hand. So what we're gonna do first off is we're gonna activate Brilliant Fusion, because we want to deck thin, and what we're gonna deck thin out, of course, is gonna be our wings and our Garnet. So wings and Garnet, and that's gonna get out the Seraphonite once again, the thing we just keep going into. And then what we're gonna do is, all right, let's go ahead and do stick chairs. Yeah, stick chairs. We only have 1 extra deck space though, and we just used it. So what we're gonna do is we might have to go into Decode Talker. We might have to do something a little crazy here. But let's see. Let's go ahead and normal summon, special summon, draw, special summon, draw, and then this will resolve getting a search. So that will search out that other chair, and let's see what we need here. We don't need to draw anymore because we have the wings. Yeah, we have the wings. Well, no, we do need to draw because we still haven't made our Herald. So since we still haven't made our Herald, let's go ahead and try to get it. Let's go ahead and try to get it off of the chair. All right, so that's really okay. So this is actually working out how I wanted to. So since we keep not doing good, let's go ahead and get that other search. So deck then, and then let's go ahead and activate our bear. The goal here is to get out Herald. We need to get out Herald, and we need to end with a decent enough board. So what was I doing? Okay, so toy vendor. So toy vendor, set the vendor, activate the vendor. And let's see what we draw. We want to see what we draw so we see what we have left to search. So you activate your wings, draw, pop, draw, and then nice. Okay, so decent, and then search. So let's go ahead and get out the bear, the last bear. Sweet, that was the next card we were gonna draw. And then what you do is with this hand, it's a really, really bad hand. So we're gonna activate the Ritual Sanctuary, pitch the Ritual Sanctuary, and then we're gonna get out our Dawn. And then from here, all right, so I've been thinking here, and I think what we're gonna do, since we still have an extra normal summon, is normal summon our bear, and then go into the Mrs. Radiant, and then we will go ahead and, let's see, since we have Mrs. Radiant, and with our Mrs. Radiant, we will be able to, of course, go into our Decode Talker, not bad. And then from here, we can try to rip another card before we summon our Herald. So I've been sitting here thinking about it for a minute, and I think the best thing that we are gonna be able to do is just go into Illuminite, and because I only play 2 Ben 10 in the deck, because 3 clogs for me, for some reason. So what you wanna do in this situation is try to see as many cards as possible so you can get out that Herald. So in this situation right here, you wanna go into Illuminite, like I was explaining earlier. So what you do is use stick to pop this Dead Brilliant Fusion, draw a card, which is a dead card, great. But let's go ahead and activate Illuminite's effect. So we'll detach, discard a card, and then draw a card. Alright, and then activate the Upstart. Oh, baby! Alright, there we go. Alright, so now what we'll do is go ahead and activate Dawn, pitch Ben 10. This will come back, of course, like earlier. Herald comes out. Ben 10 will get us a search for a stick because we already got all the chairs out. So yeah, we ended up with 3 negates in hand, an Illuminite. Oh, I did that backwards though. That's gonna take some getting used to. But other than that, yeah, that's 3 negates, and that's how you unbrick. Wow, that's actually exactly what I wanted to show you guys. Crazy. All right, you guys, I really hope that you enjoyed the combos with this deck. This deck is mad fun to play, and feel free to try it out. You know, copy the deck list down, you know, in my previous video, and play with it and try to make it better. So if you guys do figure out a way to break this deck even more, I would love to hear about it down in the comment section, along with all of your other thoughts on this. And as always, guys, be sure to dick slap that like button and subscribe. Subscribe.